Representative Leach, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate your time. I first wanted to start with the Paxton impeachment. You're one of the managers that's being set to prosecute the case. As mentioned, you're also part of the Collin County delegation, Paxton's home county, that unanimously voted to impeach the Attorney General. Why did you come to that conclusion?
Well, good evening. Thanks for having me on tonight. Look, this is not how I wanted to be spending my last several days of the session. It's certainly not how I wanted to be spending my summer. We didn't choose this, but it's our duty to uphold our oaths. It's our duty to the people of Texas. And I've felt like, and the vast majority of House members felt like the evidence was sufficient to allow for a Senate trial. The good news is that now that we will have a Senate trial, General Paxton, who is under the law innocent, he has a presumption of innocence. He is innocent until proven guilty. We'll get to respond to the evidence in front of the people of Texas. We'll get to present the facts on both sides, and the people of Texas will see what we all heard in the House. And I'm hopeful for better days ahead for the state of Texas, but we're going to do our job, and I believe that the Texas Senate will do its job as well.
Chairman Leach, I know that there's a lot that you probably can't say at this point as one of the managers, but were you one of the GOP members who was threatened by Paxton, as mentioned in the story that we just reported, before the vote in the House?
I was not one of the members who was directly threatened, to use your word, over the past couple of days. I, of course, being from Collin County, have a long-term relationship with General Paxton and his wife, who's my sitting state senator, Angela Paxton. Look, this is incredibly difficult for me, not only professionally and politically, but personally. But I'm doing my job. I'm elected to do my job, not just when it's easy, but when it's difficult. I believe I have faithfully done my job. We've treated this process with all fidelity and care. And I'm confident that the Texas Senate will allow the facts to come forth, will allow General Paxton the opportunity to have his defense, and then a decision will be made, and then at that point we can move forward as a state.
How much bandwidth did this take up during the end of this legislative session? A lot of things not being able to get over the finish line. How much do you think this played into it?
Well, in the Texas House, we've been focused on the priorities that matter to the people of Texas, working hard to provide property tax relief, to make our state more safe, to invest in public education, to protect Texas children, to protect the rights of parents. Those are the issues that we've been working on. This has been an unfortunate distraction. Again, we did not choose this. When General Paxton asked the legislature to pay a $3.3 million settlement, we, as faithful stewards of the taxpayer dollars, have a duty and an obligation to ask questions, as we do every request that's made to the legislature to spend taxpayer dollars, especially a large sum like this. We owe it to our citizens, to our constituents, to the taxpayer of Texas to ask the tough questions, and that's what we've done. And it's taken a lot of time, especially over this last week of session, but it's our job. We're elected to do our job, like I said, not just when it's easy, but when it's hard. And I believe and I'm confident that we've done that.
Well, let's talk about some of the legislation that didn't get over the finish line in the little bit of time that we have left. Property tax relief. I mean, why is there such a huge sticking point over this? And I think a lot of Texans would just say, we just want our property taxes to go down. Why is there such a sticking point?
There's no question that Texans in every corner of the state, from both sides of the political aisle, from all parts of the state, expect, deserve, and demand property tax relief. We have nearly a $33 billion budget surplus this session. We have the opportunity to provide the largest tax cut in the history of the state of Texas. The House has proposed that plan. It's a bold, very aspirational, historic property tax relief plan. We've sent it over to the Senate. They have a little bit different approach. And so, look, the devil's in the details in all these plans. We weren't able to get that done before the finish line today, but none of us are leaving town. Look, I was expecting to go home tonight, to be with my family back home tonight, but I'm going to be staying in Austin a little bit extra so that we can get this work done. Like I said, the people of Texas expect and deserve no less from us.
Lastly, we just have about a minute left, but I want to ask you real quickly about school vouchers, private school choice, the fight over that. What do you think changes in a special session, likely if this comes back on one of the items on the special session, since there has been such pushback, particularly in the House?
Well, when it comes to the special session, of course, property tax relief, border security is another area, and then as you mentioned, school choice and investment in public education. Our teachers, our hardworking teachers all across this state at all levels deserve a substantial pay raise. We have to meet this moment and provide that to them, but we also need to protect the rights and safeguard the rights of parents to direct and to steward their kids' education. I'm all for school choice. We need a bill that we can actually pass out of the House, which is a bit more of a challenge than it is in the Senate, but we're going to continue to have those deliberate, intentional, meaningful conversations about school choice, and I'm confident we can get something done.
We'll see where all the compromises lie, I guess, over the next couple months. Representative Leach, thank you so much for your time. I hope you get some rest tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more refreshing stories about your community, click the subscribe button over here. You can also download our Spectrum News app and tune in to Channel 55 on Dish and DirecTV to get live news coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.